Mia and Ethan had built a life together in the quiet town of Willow Creek. Their 5 years of marriage had been filled with shared dreams, cozy evenings by the fireplace, and promises of forever. To Mia, their relationship was unshakable, until the day Ethan began to change. It started innocently enough. Ethan forgot their anniversary dinner, something he had never done before. Mia chalked it up to his busy work schedule. But soon, his forgetfulness grew into something more unsettling. He misplaced important documents, called Mia by the wrong name once, and even forgot the date of his mother's birthday. When Mia brought it up, Ethan dismissed her concerns with a laugh and a kiss on her forehead. "I'm just tired, love. Don't worry so much." Mia wanted to believe him, but the man she knew so well began to feel like a stranger. The Notebook. One afternoon, while cleaning the bedroom, Mia stumbled across an old leather-bound notebook in Ethan's drawer. Its cover was unmarked, but inside, the pages were filled with symbols and diagrams that looked like they belonged in a museum. Some pages had strange phrases written in a language Mia didn't recognize. Her stomach tightened. Ethan wasn't an artist or a linguist, and he'd never shown an interest in history or ancient cultures. What was he doing with this? That night, Mia hesitated before confronting him. When she finally did, Ethan's reaction shocked her. "You went through my things?" His voice was low and sharp, not like the Ethan she knew. "I was cleaning," Mia stammered. "Ethan, what is this?" "It's nothing," he snapped, snatching the notebook from her hands. "Don't touch it again." For the first time in their marriage, Mia felt genuinely afraid of her husband. Strange behavior. Over the next few weeks, Ethan's behavior grew even stranger. He began spending hours in the basement, locking the door behind him. When Mia asked what he was doing, he gave vague answers about working on a project. One night, Mia woke up to find Ethan missing from bed. She found him in the living room, staring at the fireplace. His face was expressionless, his eyes distant. "Ethan?" she whispered. He turned slowly, as if coming out of a trance. "Go back to bed," he said in a flat tone. But Mia couldn't sleep. Something was terribly wrong. The woods. Determined to find answers, Mia decided to follow Ethan one night. He had taken to leaving the house late, claiming he was going for a drive to clear his head. She trailed him to the edge of the woods outside town. There, hidden among the trees, she watched as Ethan met with a group of hooded figures. They stood in a circle, chanting in a language she didn't understand. Ethan held the notebook, reading from it as a strange, glowing symbol appeared on the ground before them. Mia's breath caught in her throat. This wasn't just some hobby or club. This was something darker. The Linguist. Terrified, Mia confided in her best friend Claire, who suggested they seek help. Claire contacted Dr. Alan Porter, a linguist and expert in ancient languages. When Dr. Porter saw the symbols Mia had secretly photographed from the notebook, his face turned pale. "This is Old Occitan," he said. "It's tied to a cult that worshipped an ancient entity. They believed this entity could grant power in exchange for sacrifices." "Sacrifices?" Mia asked, her voice trembling. "Emotional energy, primarily," Dr. Porter explained. "Love, fear, despair. The more intense the emotion, the more power the entity gains." Mia's heart sank. Was Ethan using their love as a conduit for this thing? The confrontation. Mia decided to confront Ethan again, but this time she was ready. She had Dr. Porter and Claire waiting in the car outside, armed with information about a counter-ritual. When Ethan returned home that night, Mia stood in the living room, holding the notebook. "You're not the man I married," she said. Ethan froze. His expression was unreadable as he slowly stepped toward her. "You don't understand what you're doing." "Then explain it to me," Mia shouted. "Explain why you're meeting strangers in the woods and chanting from this." Ethan's face contorted, a mixture of anger and sorrow. "I didn't want you to find out this way." He told her the truth, or at least his version of it. The group had found the notebook buried in the woods. They believed it held the key to unlocking ancient knowledge, but it came with a price. Ethan claimed he was trying to protect Mia by keeping her in the dark. "But you've changed," Mia said, tears streaming down her face. "You're not yourself anymore." "That's because the entity is growing stronger," Ethan admitted. "But I can control it. I just need more time." The counter-ritual. Mia didn't believe him. With Claire and Dr. Porter's help, she planned to perform the counter-ritual that night. It required a mix of the entity's language and symbols, along with a heartfelt declaration of love to anchor Ethan's soul. The basement became their battleground. As Mia began the ritual, Ethan, or the entity inside him, fought back. The lights flickered, and the air grew heavy. "You don't understand what you're doing," Ethan roared, his voice distorted. "I'm saving you," Mia cried. She spoke the final incantation, her voice breaking as she clutched Ethan's face. "I love you. Come back to me." For a moment, Ethan's eyes softened, and the glow of the entity's symbol faded. But then he screamed, collapsing to the ground. The aftermath. When Ethan woke up, he was disoriented but alive. The entity was gone, or so it seemed. But Ethan's memories of the past few years were fragmented. He remembered Mia, but couldn't recall their life together in detail. "I don't know who I am anymore," he confessed, tears in his eyes. Mia held him close. "We'll figure it out. Together." But deep down, she couldn't shake the feeling that something, some part of the entity, might still linger.